Hello there and welcome to the channel, and in this video I'm going to be talking about those 5 mistakes that you will wish to avoid when it comes to growing a orange tree from seed. All you need is an orange and I'll show you everything else you need to know. Come on then. Now first, before we start, you need to know that it can take time for orange seeds to germinate. And before we even get the pips out of the fruit, you need to be aware that the pulp around the pips contain germinating inhibiting hormones and chemicals. So we need to prepare the seeds first. So we'll open up the orange and I'll show you 3 ways in which to do that. So fingers crossed, we do have some seeds in there. You know, be aware that if you're buying Jaffa oranges, they are seedless, so you're never going to find a seed in one of those fruits. Right. Flipping dangerous, isn't it? Oh, there's one. Oh, that's a good one. You're going to be choosing the biggest, fattest seeds that you can find in here. Oh, come on. Oh, no one. Cool. Oh, another good one. 3. What a mess. There's probably an easier way of doing this. Like actually eating the orange and then spitting out the seeds. I know, doing well. That one. There you go. So, after all that mess, we got 4 good seeds. That one's not so bad, but it'll probably germinate. But you really want these lovely, thick, fat seeds, because there's a lot of energy in there to power that germinating. And you can feel it's slimy. You need to take all of that off because that's what has the germinating inhibiting chemicals. So there's 3 things we can do. We can either just allow these to dry off for a week or so, and then that will kill off any of those chemicals. They'll just break down and won't be active anymore. You can wash it and sow these immediately. And the third one is to actually, and I've never done this before, to actually peel, maybe we should wash it first, actually peel off the seed coat, removing that entirely, and you'll have the germ inside and sow the germ. Me personally, I'm just going to wash these and immediately plant them. State of my hands. So,
mistake number 1.
Thank you, posh voiceover man, is to not prepare your seeds first. Otherwise, germination can take much longer, and we will go into that later. And the mistake is not to almost stab yourself in the hand, which I almost did in that bit of video. Something I have already done in the past, so I really should have learnt my lesson. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Mistake number 2. Excellent hygiene.
Yes, of course. You can't just go planting seeds into any old compost without making sure everything has been sterilized first. You need your seed tray sterilized or your modular trays sterilized. You need your compost to be sterilized. Always consider using a new fresh bag of compost because compost is heat sterilized prior to being bagged. So when you open it up, you can be confident that there's no nasties in there, no microorganisms, no fungal spores, whatever that can then damage the seeds as they emerge. The biggest issue is damping off, which is a lovely fungal disease. You cannot spray for that anymore because the one product we used to have, which was called Benlate, is now banned in the UK. And while we are on the subject of compost, the very best compost that you would use for germinating orange seeds would be a John Innes seed compost, one that has been formulated to be ericaceous, so slightly acidic. Now you will be able to get away with a multi-purpose compost, you will be able to get away with a regular John Innes seed compost, but if you want the best one, John Innes seed with ericaceous will be the best. But you don't need to be too fussy because although they can be a bit problematic, Most citrus seeds are quite robust and have plenty of energy and will produce the roots and shoots as desired. So there you go. Sterilization is the key, not just for orange seeds, but for all your seed production. Oh, hold on a minute. If you're finding this video useful or even just mildly amusing, then don't forget to click the thumbs up, press on that subscription, and if you want to be notified of whenever we release a new video, then click on that notification bell. It helps us more than you know, and it allows us to do stupid visits like this in the future. Anyway, let's continue to find out what old boiled butt has to say. I've got bloody glasses, people. Too hot, too sunny. It's too lovely. So I'm using a modular seed tray because that's what I prefer to use. It means that I don't need to disturb the root system when it comes to taking the plants out. You don't need to plant these too deep. I'm going to need a little dibber. Where's a pencil? But you get the idea. And I've washed and just let these dry for a bit. I'm only going to plant the 4 because they're the 4 biggest ones. These are the most likely to give me some success. So just a little bit down there, not too far. Honestly, this compost is disgusting. You just can't get decent compost anymore. There we go. Get in there. Right, and we'll water that in. And now I need to give you some important information to avoid mistake number 3. Go on then.
Mistake number 3. Germination temperature.
Modern science leads us to believe that the orange tree is a hybrid of 2 parents, the Citrus maxima, which is your pomelo, and Citrus reticulata, which I think from memory is a mandarin. Both of these plants are from Southeast Asia, which is a tropical to subtropical region, and this means they are used to quite high temperatures consistently throughout the year. You are looking at somewhere between 20 and 30 degrees as an average. So when it comes to germinating your orange seeds, you need to set a germinating temperature of around 25 degrees Celsius, but to be honest with you, 30 degrees, 32 degrees Celsius will be absolutely fine and will bring forward the germinating period. So this is very important. In order to do that, you're going to need to use a heated propagator, preferably a variable temperature heated propagator, so you can ramp it up as much as you need. But first, make sure it's all been sterilized first. So that's the heated propagator. It's got a electric coil that heats up in the base. We put the seed tray in there. We water, I know just water, we water that and also water the base so that the water is in contact with the heating element. You can therefore heat the compost at the bottom of the pot. And then we put the lid on. And for now, in order to maintain humidity in here, we close that. Now, all that remains is to switch it on.
Hooray! Mistake number 3. Be patient.
Yes, when it comes to germinating orange seeds, patience really is a virtue. It can take 3 weeks, 4 weeks, just for your first seed to germinate. And the lower the temperature that you are applying to your seed tray, then the longer it's going to take, and that's why having heat is imperative. The other thing is that they are, well, actually before we go on to that, one of the biggest problems in failure of germinating citrus plants is that while you've got your seed tray in your heated propagator and that constant temperature is coming through, your water will dry up and disappear. Even though you've got your little ventilation closed, you will lose water. You are at risk of these seedlings drying up, and then even if they are germinating, they can just desiccate and die. That'll be the end of it. So be really careful on the watering. Make sure you check every few days, make sure that the soil is still moist. You don't want it waterlogged, you don't want it sitting in a bowl of water. It just needs to be damp and free draining at all times. So if you can keep it consistently moist but still well drained, not waterlogged, then it will germinate, but it will take time. And that 3 to 4 week time period, that germination time, that's just for the first seeds to come out. These have irregular germinations. It is very sporadic. The first seeds may germinate in a few weeks. The last seeds may not germinate for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. It can take a really long time. So just because you haven't had anything come through for a while, that doesn't mean there are still, it doesn't mean you don't have seeds still germinating in the compost. So it's a long-winded process to germinate citrus seeds. It's just part of their makeup and how they compete in the environment. You don't want them all germinating at the same time, because animal could come along and just eat all the tops off in one go. So it's a way of maintaining their competitiveness and reducing the risk of germinating failure. So there you go. Don't allow the compost to dry out during that long period of germination. So you do need to keep your eye on the ball, and don't throw the compost away after a couple of weeks because you think nothing is happening. It takes a long time. So there's a commitment there. And there you go. That is that mistake for you to avoid. And now, on to the last one.
Mistake number 5. Humidity.
That's kind of 2 mistakes to avoid on this last section. The first is that as soon as the new foliage starts to emerge past the soil, you need to improve the ventilation. Now, that could be as simple as opening the ventilation holes on top of the propagator, or just remove the whole lid altogether. Now, of course, be aware they haven't all germinated, so you need to be extra careful making sure that the compost is kept moist, because as soon as that lid is off, you're going to lose more water through evaporation. It's going to dry out quicker, so be very careful with that. And the second one is they need to be exposed to as much sun as you possibly can. So place, if you haven't already put your propagator there already, place it on a bright sunny windowsill, and that prevents stretching and weakened growth of the new stems. Going back to the humidity, the reason why we take the lid off to reduce humidity, because that reduces the risk of these fungal infections getting into the seedlings. So it's just another way of combating damping off without using any kind of treatments, because like I say, there aren't any. So do you want to see the seedlings that I produced? Well, let me show you. And here we go. This is the first one that emerged. This emerged just after 3 weeks, and we are currently at about 4 weeks, and I've got a couple more coming through. So those last 2, I'm sure, I mean, there's no sign there at the moment, but I'm sure these will emerge at some point. It really does depend on how many of these orange trees you actually need. And let's be honest with you, these won't produce fruit really for 10, 12, 15 years. Is there really any point to it? I don't know. It's just a bit of fun really. But as soon as the root systems become established in these modules, they're going to pop that out, pot it on, grow it in the conservatory or in the greenhouse. Anyway, those are my 5 mistakes to avoid when it comes to growing citrus plants. And if you've got any other mistakes that you'd like to add, you are more than welcome to do so. Just put that in the comments. Anyway, good luck in sowing your orange seeds, and hopefully see you in the next video. Goodbye. Right, now, just before you go, if you want to see more content, more behind the scenes stuff, and images that I've taken of some weird freaky plants over the years, then you're in luck, because we've created an Instagram page. So you can find the link in our description. You can find the link on our main page, and if I'm clever enough, I might be able to get a link somewhere up there. Anyway, thank you for watching, and if you want to see more YouTube stuff, then check out this video here. That's quite a good one. And if it doesn't float your boat, then another one right there. And enjoy these while I've still got the strength, imagination and aptitude to make them. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.